Good morning, this is Deirdre. I am going to give you a warning, and that warning is for new artists. I am new to the music industry, I am learning the music industry, and I am sharing my experience with you because I want you to equip yourself legally. I want you to get your contracts, learn what you need from a lawyer, and do your research. So, I hired a music producer in Pasadena. His name is Ted Perlman several months ago. And when I received a quote from Ted in January on what would it take to produce a song, he shared with me $1,000 per song. That would include him as the music producer, 2 background singers, and a vocal coach. I received a quote of $1,000 per song. February the 11th, I met with Ted, and I shared with Ted that I did not want the background singers, I did not want the vocal coaches, just him. And so he deducted whatever that fee would have been, and we agreed upon $600 per song. Now, several months later, from February to now, this is September, I have never received from Ted the EP that he said he finished. And so eventually we went to court. When we agreed upon $600 per song, the agreement was for me to pay half up front and half at the end when all of it is done, the rest of it. So in advance, I paid Ted $800 cash up front before everything was finished. And so, as of this date, again, September, I think it's the 11th, I haven't received anything. So, what I'm sharing with you is that we end up going to court after several months of my trying to resolve this issue with him without going to court. And because I did not have a written legal agreement, Ted produced in court a falsified document that had an hourly rate with an astronomical fee on it. That was not our agreement. The agreement was for a flat rate. And when he produced that in court, that was my first time seeing it. And I didn't have the text at the time to immediately show to the judge what the flat rate was. So the judge ruled in his favor. And so then second time, I did a motion for reconsideration. And then I gave the judge the flat rate agreement and what the balance was. And still, instead of holding him accountable for his unethical, illegal actions of changing everything and falsifying that document, the judge still looked at it as an hourly rate instead of a flat rate agreement. And then the judge said that that for me to have a written contract. So, since Ted has shared with me that he's worked with Whitney Houston and Bob Dylan and all those people before in the past, I trusted him. We have been friends for 2 years, and I did not even think about a contract. Even so, it was his responsibility as the music producer to have prepared for me a contract. I have since learned that that contract needed to have state my masters, the number of sessions, etc. So, I am advising you, before you work with any music producer, whether you know them, they're a friend, or that you would get a lawyer to look at your information, get a legal contract, stipulate your masters, your copyright, stipulate the number of sessions, have everything stipulated that you want. Even though I had the text again, that text was not enough in terms of a written contract in court. So I want you all to learn from me, and I don't want you to have a bad experience like I did. And so now that I know this, the wisdom that God has given to me, because I'm a very trusting person, yes, I will have legal contracts. Yes, I will talk to a lawyer before I even sit down and sign with anyone. So that's my words of wisdom for you. And know that God promises that when Satan steals from you, that God will multiply what Satan stole 100-fold. And so what the enemy meant for evil with me, God has promised and is multiplying me. He has multiplied me in wisdom. He has multiplied me with legal knowledge. And that the songs that I have coming forth from me, God is going to take what the enemy stole from me, and God is multiplying that 1,000,000 times, where I will be God's multimillionaire, producing his music for his glory internationally and creating a legacy for my son, for my family, for others to be healed, to be made whole, and to worship Jesus Christ in truth and in spirit. So, by my sharing with you my journey, I have just empowered you so that you can be blessed. And you know, I believe in Christ and the Spirit. So we live in a spiritual world. This is about what knowledge I was to receive, as well as spiritual warfare. So Jesus says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle against demons and principalities. So the enemy in this situation is Satan, and Satan uses people to create injustice and deception. So, walk forth in God's power and authority. God blesses you.